Yeah, I just thanks for being here. I absolutely in no way shape or form feel like I deserve the spoiling that I'm getting because I haven't been as present as I should have been. But hopefully you understand now why I haven't been as present. Um I hope you understand that there's a lot of things that involve, lawyers and things like that, and that takes time. This is something very new for me. Hi everybody. I hope you're having a good day. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie. I haven't really been here because this week I am going to lower my alerts just a little bit while I talk about stuff very quickly. This is, I think, the only time, I mean, never say never. This is most likely the only time I'm going to address these kinds of things. Let me know if this is loud enough. Thank you, everybody, for your generosity. I'm sorry if I'm not sounding or looking grateful for your generosity. I just want to make sure that I kind of get everything out of the way. I want to be very clear that I am okay. All right. I want to be very clear. This is not a pity party. I'm sorry that I'm sounding a little bit monotone. It's because I just woke up and I want to be very concise with my feelings and emotions and everything. So if I sound a little monotone, it's honestly, I just woke up and I'm a little bit nervous, believe it or not. Even extroverts get nervous. Honestly, I'm just nervous because I don't want to say anything that's going to be taken out of context and then maybe considered, bad faith. And then it just adds a little bit of trouble. Um, because, for anybody that is not aware, um, VShojo and I have parted ways. So VShojo's, uh, so before we begin, when transitions like this happen, both parties have to be in agreement for what is said, and it was very important to me that my message was the way that it is. That's all I'm going to say about that. Um, I believe that um, there's always, you can't really hide the truth in things like that. So things are always going to kind of come out. Um, which is why I'm all right with my messaging, saying that Vishojo parted ways with me. I don't feel ashamed for what happened. I don't believe I did anything wrong. It just happens, it's stuff that happens, and it is. It feels really really weird to use this line, but it is business at the end of the day, correct? So Vishojo has tweeted, "Dear community members, we want to share that after careful thought and consideration, we made the difficult decision to formally part ways with Matara on May 5th, 2025. We're genuinely grateful for everything she's brought to VShojo and wish her the very best moving forward. Goodbyes are never easy, and we understand many of you deeply care about Matara as we do. The best way to support us both right now is with kindness, understanding, and respect for everyone's feelings and privacy during this transition. We're committed to our incredible talent, community, and the values we share. Thank you all for your empathy and continued support." So this is um, from VShojo, and you know, it is a very kind message. It is filled with a lot of love. It is filled with a lot of kindness, and I really appreciate them writing something so nice. Um, that I approved ahead of time. um, and then for me, I wrote, "Vishojo made the decision to part ways with me on March 6th, effective May 5th. I thank the girls plus Kuro for the great times we had together and the wonderful moments we shared in the last about 18 months. I didn't do the exact calculation, but I think it's about 18 months. I wish the remaining talent in Vishojo the best of luck in their activities. I love them very much, and I will carry on being their bug auntie. I will continue streaming as Matara Kan because I am Matara Kan, and I hope the Momos can still cheer me on, even if I won't be Matara Kan in VShojo." Um, yeah, so very quickly, I get to keep my IP. I get to stay at Matara Kan because I am Matara Kan and I will continue being Matara Kan. I had an artist reach out to me earlier today to ask if a commission that I commissioned through them is still continuing. It is, because I pay my commissions out of pocket, and those are all from my ideas and for my brand and for my everything. So all the projects I've been working on, all the commissions I've commissioned, all the editors I've worked with, all the all the artists I do, everything like that, I continue to work with them, right? I pay them and I continue to work with them. So yeah, so the only thing that I am going to say is whenever it comes to things like this, usually both parties have to agree to their messaging. And my only takeaway is that I am very comfortable with the messaging to say that I've been let go. Um, because as I said, I don't really believe in hiding it. I think trying to hide something like this in the future will just make things look weird and just make people speculate, be like, oh, it says that it was one thing, but who she got da 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 da. Eh, It's it's not as serious as people think it is. But like I said, I think it's very important in the industry. I think the industry is very small. I think people know a lot more people than we realize. I think people talk to a lot more people than we realize. So I'm very, very all right with that, even though I am aware that people might be like, oh, Matara must have killed a man. Matara must have been saying awful things, to, I don't know. Matara must have, I don't know, killed other bugs. It, it's one of those things where, you know, if you already know me and you know my character, you'll have one idea. If you don't know me, you'll have another idea. Yeah, Matara ate too many husbands and she got let go. Exactly. So I'm very comfortable with that. Since somebody is mentioning Michi's tarot stream, I mentioned before that the Wheel of Fortune is my favorite card. And the reason the Wheel of Fortune is my favorite card, I've talked about it before, is it's kind of just karma. It's the Wheel of Fate. And I'm very cool with when will you learn that your actions have consequences. I am very all right with the consequences here. It is. That's why, somebody was like, I saw earlier, somebody asked if I'm sad. Like, yeah, it is what it is, but I've definitely had worse. So these things happen and change happens, but I'd like to focus on the amazing week that we're going to have with the other VShojo members and together. And after May 5th, I will continue streaming and I will continue being Matara Kan. I just simply won't be Matara Kan VShojo. When it comes to collabing with other talent, my relationship with VShojo, the entity, right, has nothing to do with my relationship with VShojo, the girls. And when I say the girls, I, as always, mean the girls in Kudo. Yes, I will still stream with the talent and I will still do stuff. Okay, there is something I would like to read very quickly that Giga wrote in her Discord that I think is important. Um, Not sure what Matara and other members will say until they post thoughts or talk about it on stream, but keep in mind that we are under strict NDAs and contracts. Much of these situations are things we simply cannot talk about legally. Do your best to not stress people out by asking them questions they cannot answer. Just let them speak as they can. Thank you. Um, so yeah, can you tell us we're still cute? Of course, baby. This doesn't affect the WME stuff. So I'm actually not sure what I can say here, but I'll be very careful. WME is continuing their relationship with me independent of my relationship with VShojo. Um, I guess that's what I could say. Um, am I leaving because Gunrun couldn't find me a husband fast enough? He was tired of hiding the dead bodies. Exactly. He was tired of hiding all the bones. Um, he was tired of hiding all the bones. Exactly. Exactly. Will you still collab with the VShojo crew from time to time? I just answered it, but I will say it again. But then hopefully if I get this question again, I will kind of be like, sorry, everybody, go back to the previous stuff. So, yes, me being let go does not affect my relationship with the members. But just like any normal week, right? There are some weeks where I collab with VShojo members a ton. There are other weeks where I don't really collab with them as much. It's just normal. I think that's normal. I would like to try and focus on a little bit more of my solo stuff. I'm also going to try and maybe just, not really going to go out of my way to do any more or any less. So not much is going to change.